I firmly believe that the words we tell ourselves and the words we use to describe ourselves creates a reality. I've seen that with myself. I've seen that with other people. And sometimes it can stem from things that we were told about ourselves when we were younger, even growing up. I remember when I was really little and I always picked out my outfits. Like I dressed myself, I accessorized myself. I remember I wore like a shirt like this. I was wearing a shirt for picture day. And at the last second, I like pulled it over my shoulders because I wanted to wear a shirt like that so bad. And obviously, like I was in first grade, that's not really appropriate for a first grader. And my mom was so mad. But I loved dressing myself and I loved making those decisions for myself. But as I grew up and got through like middle school and high school and into college, I was really told a lot of the time and kind of like looked down on for my looks. And it took me a long time to realize that like some people are just mean. Some people might feel that way about themselves and are projecting that onto other people. And sometimes, we're at that's at our expense, basically. And there was a lot of adults in my life telling me, like when I was in middle school and high school, um, really picking on me and bullying me, and that being like close to home, like where I was, the people I was living with. Um, and it was very confusing because if the people that like someone I'm living with is saying those things to me, is that true? Like, is that how they actually see me? And I didn't understand, people projecting and people feeling insecure in the way that you carry yourself and that bringing out issues that they have within themselves. So I didn't know that when I was 12. I didn't understand that. I didn't have any other adult telling me that or teaching me that. It had nothing to do with me. And it really took probably when I was graduating college to even understand that. So it took about a decade to really teach that to myself. So all of like those 10 years that I was struggling and I felt crappy about myself, I didn't realize that it had to do with the way other people were viewing me. It had nothing to do with who I was. And that I could have kept enjoying myself and enjoying the things I was wearing and accessorizing and really pushing into my fashion sense. So that was something that I feel like it wasn't my belief about myself. It clearly wasn't when I was 5, 6, 7 years old and dressing myself and thinking that I was like so cool and I loved dressing up. That was something that I really believed. And as I got older, like I said, other people's beliefs were pushed onto me. And I accepted them. I accepted them as truth, and I shouldn't have. So, sort of like going back to the original point that we can create our own reality, I allowed that to happen to me and I allowed that to be my reality. It wasn't really things that I was necessarily telling myself, there were things that I was believing about myself. And I've really come to realize, I think the last couple of years, like if this were 5 years ago, I would not be wearing a sweater like this because I would feel like so, even though I would want to, I would feel so out of my comfort zone. But maybe that's something that we have to do to get to who we want to be and who we could have, I guess this is a weird way of phrasing it, but maybe who we saw ourselves as when we were younger and the person we were so happy to become and like loved so much. So yeah, this is, like I said, this is a type of shirt, a type of sweater that I wanted to wear when I was little. And it's taken me 20 years to actually put on this type of shirt and to feel comfortable in it. And what else? What else was I thinking? Yeah, it's taken me, I feel like, a couple years. Like I said, if this were 5 years ago, I wouldn't be wearing a sweater like this. And I wouldn't feel comfortable in my looks at all. And I would probably be nitpicking. I would wear something that I was comfortable in to be around people because I didn't want to draw attention. I didn't want to draw those looks because for so long they weren't good looks. Like they were bad looks coming from people. They were judgment coming from people. But I've realized that I'm comfortable wearing this this is what I truly want to wear. And this is how I want to style my hair. This is how I want to style my eyebrows. Like certain decisions that I want to make about myself that nobody needs to have control over besides me. So I have been telling myself that, that I'm beautiful the way I am. I am beautiful. Like, I have great hair. I have a great fashion sense. I love my fashion sense. And acting on those in the physical. So I feel like the more I told them to myself, the more confident I felt to actually go out and wear certain things. And the last year, I was at a corporate design job. And before that, I was really working from home. I didn't have a lot of office-ready clothing to wear. So as I was getting more into the role, getting my paychecks and stuff, I was getting more sweaters, more pants instead of like jeans and sweatpants. I was getting like actual like pants. I have a really cute pair of like pinstripe pants and like a matching suit top, like a vest suit top. And yeah, like a few years ago, I wouldn't have worn something like that. I wouldn't have felt comfortable wearing something like that. But I thought it was so cute. And I was like, that is the style I'm going for. That is what I'm transforming into. So why not wear something like that? So I did. And I remember the day I wore, it was like a really small pinstripe, navy blue suit vest over just a white t-shirt. And I think I might have worn it with the matching pants. I might have just worn it with jeans. I don't remember. But I remember the vest was a big thing because I got compliments on it from my coworkers. And I remember one coworker, I was in the bathroom with her. And I was just telling her where I got it. Abercrombie usually sells out pretty quickly. So I was saying like, okay, if you want to get it, like this is the color I got. It was still in stock in this size, blah, blah, blah. And she was just adamant about not feeling like she could pull it off and not thinking that she would look good in it. And it was tough because I didn't really know how to react in the moment. I was just sort of saying like, oh no, like you could, like it's tough because I understand where she was coming from. Like I said, a few years ago, that was me. And, but I feel like if we want to wear a certain thing or we want to be a certain person so badly, like I said with the vest, if that was something that she truly wanted to wear but kept telling herself that she couldn't pull it off or she wouldn't look good in it, that definitely comes from a place. And I don't know whether she realized it or not, like not meaning to diagnose her or anything like that. But yeah, I just don't know if that's something that we actively know that we are doing to ourselves, that we're holding ourselves back from being somebody that we really want to be and doing something that we know would make us feel good, whether or not that's out of our comfort zone at the time. Like I said, wearing something like this 5 years ago would be completely out of my comfort zone, but now it's something that I wear normally. And I just like wearing, I think I have another shirt like this and not really a sweater, but yeah. So there are things that I've had to tell myself over the years and to stop listening to what other people have told me about myself, because the only person that was like truly hurting was me. And whether that goes for making a decision to be in a certain program in college or like in your master's program, whatever it is in school, and it's something that you really want to do, but there are others telling you that that's not going to work out, that's not lucrative, that's not smart, that's not what you want to do, telling you what you want to do with yourself, which is, yeah, interesting. So I feel like I've been rambling. I forget where I started, but guess what I'm trying to say is that what we tell ourselves becomes our reality. And if you tell yourself that, you're gonna wear that shirt and like something simple but not simple, like I said, I feel like that comes from somewhere, and it came from somewhere with me wearing a certain shirt, that you're gonna go out and wear that shirt if that's what you want to do. And I also feel like And I've been around a lot of adults who I've noticed will talk down to themselves, and I don't know if they're doing it consciously, um, or if they're, like it's in a joking kind of way, and I don't really know if that's how they feel about themselves, and it kind of makes me sad for them. Um, like I said, I've been in that spot, and I feel like we hold the key to creating whatever we want with our life. And I feel like the longer we go on being unhappy, the further we stray from who we want to be and who we can see ourselves as. Like if you're telling yourself, my arms are too big, my fingers are too long, my eyes are too big, whatever, I got a weird shaped head, I don't even know. Stuff like that we can kind of tell ourselves. And then that becomes your reality. Like if you're insecure about your eye shape, you might, I don't know, just not feel comfortable being totally who you are. And I feel like that might be something that's always going to be in the back of your mind, that you could try to hide those things. And like if you feel like your arms are oddly shaped, or I don't even know, like you got weird elbows. I don't know. I was watching New Girl and they said that like she had just had an odd knee, like just a weirdly shaped knee that wasn't structurally sound or something like that. So it was just funny. But yeah, I feel like it can be something like that where you try to hide it, but it's just something that makes you who you are. And I think at the end of the episode, she was just saying like that's her like quirk or whatever. So yeah, those are the things that make ourselves who we are. And we're all different. And what I like to think of is if you were going to tell yourself something, like you were going to say, I don't know, oh, that makeup look, that makeup just looks ugly on you today. Like, would you say that to one of your closest friends? Would you say something mean to one of your closest friends? Or would you want them to say it about themselves? And if you don't want them saying that, you shouldn't say that about yourself. That is what I firmly believe. Because like I said, our words are so powerful, and I don't know if we fully realize it or not, but yeah, those words that we use and the beliefs that we get from other people really, really shape our reality and can hinder us in the long run. So I am happy that even though it's taken me 20 years to wear a shirt like this, and to come back to who I used to be, at least, I've done it, and it didn't take 21 years or 30 years. Even if it did, like this is my journey. I know everybody's is different, and I just hope that we can all get to a point where we are saying good things about ourselves without feeling guilty, without any of those, negative beliefs in the back of our mind that we're telling ourselves. So yeah, I think that was everything. I sort of redid this from yesterday because I feel like I got a little bit rambly and a little bit off topic. So yeah, I think that's it for now. Maybe we'll have more later, and this might relate to something else, but bye for now.